Hello and welcome back. We are now in week 3 of June. As you know, our June focus is all about the breath and how we breathe and recruiting the right muscles to breathe. Very often our breathing pattern isn't quite right and we may be breathing quite shallow, breathing from the upper part of our chest. And that can be for various reasons, maybe because we're mouth breathing, maybe because we talk a lot in our jobs, and so we have to breathe in and out through our mouths. Maybe it's due to sort of stress and anxiety, holding our breath, or it could be even through like emotional tension. And sometimes when we have a weight on our chest, so maybe heartache or emotional pain, grief, anger, that can sit heavily on our chest, and that can contribute to feeling of sort of tension and restriction in the rib cage and not being able to expand the rib cage fully, not being able to take that kind of deeper breath. So with weeks 1 and 2, we focused on exhalation and recruiting the diaphragm, the intercostal muscles as we exhale. And we did that through pursed lip breathing on week 1 and humming on week 2. Week 3 is all about inhalation. So being mindful of where we inhale, which part of the rib cage moves when we inhale. Now, if we breathe through our nose, you will naturally get air deeper into the lungs, so it'll flow much deeper. If we breathe through our mouths, we're going to breathe more shallow and from the upper part. So naturally, we should be breathing in and out through our nose. So the first thing to say is try and breathe through your nose rather than your mouth, because that will encourage the air to go deeper into the lungs. And then I just want you to spend a moment focusing on 4 separate areas. So first of all, I want you to inhale through your nose and just notice the upper part of your chest rising first of all, and trying to inflate the upper part of your chest as you inhale. And then on the next inhalation, I want you to try and focus on pushing out the rib cage at the lower part of the front part of your chest. So down here, sort of where my hands are here, so the lower part of your rib cage, think about getting the air entry in and pushing out the rib cage at the lower part. Then I want you to go to the lower part, but at the back. So really focus on getting an inhale in and the air being pushed down to the back part of your rib cage, but the back and lower section. And then the next inhale, focus on getting the air entry to the back of your rib cage and the back of your body, but more up by your shoulders. So think about sort of almost like 4 different areas. Can you inflate all 4 areas separately? Can you feel your rib cage move as you do that? And then once you've gone through each 4 areas, I then want you to take an inhalation and a really big, deep inhalation and try and inflate the whole of your lungs and really feel the rib cage expand from the front, from the back, from the sides. So you're feeling it really open up and allowing that deep inhalation. And then you're just exhaling. So inhaling and exhaling through your nose. When you go into each sort of section, so when we're splitting up the 4 sections, I just want you to breathe like a normal breath, but just focus on the air going into that part. And then when we go to that deep breath, really fill up your lungs as much as you can. Take a nice deep breath, but it's slow, so it's still through your nose, so it doesn't have to be a gasp. So still coming in through the nose, nice and slow and controlled, but trying to fill up all that space. And just give it a little try and just be mindful over the week as to which part of your chest you naturally breathe. Is there a restriction? When you try and inflate a certain section, is it restricted? Can you feel that the left side is sort of inflating a lot easier than the right side? Have you got any sort of muscle tension that you're carrying there? Have you got any emotions that maybe you're carrying there? So give that a try this week and let me know how you get on.